Mmm. Well, it was Easter yesterday, and every Easter we have the same problem. We got a crap ton of eggs to deal with, and you can only eat so many deviled eggs, which is another one of my favorites, but we're going to make some pickled eggs. I've liked those from way back, and they're super easy to make. Some people think it's just crazy bar food, but pickled eggs are actually really good. My mom used to even put little pieces of hot dogs in with them, and that was really tasty. I remember we used to dig all the hot dogs out first. She hated that because she had cauliflower and carrots and everything in the jar. And as a kid, you bypass the vegetables and you grab the good stuff, which was the hot dogs and the eggs. But here's what we're going to do. So there's our crap ton of eggs. I probably got about 20 eggs, which will do about 2 quart jars of eggs. So I got 2 wide mouth quarts, and we're going to put those eggs in those jars. And that food coloring that you see on those eggs is not going to hurt anything. That's why they call it food coloring, because you can put it in food. So let's pack the jars real quick, and then we'll move on from there. All right, we got 2 jars worth. I was able to get 11 eggs in each jar. And you want to loosely pack them. Don't stuff them into the jar. And make sure you've got enough room to completely cover the eggs with the brine. Don't worry about head space because we're not canning these. But the vinegar in the mix is going to keep these preserved for about a month or 2 in the fridge. If you get any foul smell or anything growing on top, make sure you throw them away. As long as they smell good and they look good, they are fine. So for each jar, we added 2 teaspoons of pickling spice right into the jar. And then over here on the stove, we got a saucepan with 1 cup of vinegar, 1 cup of water for each jar. And then to that, we add 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 teaspoon of salt per jar. So I've doubled that up, but that's what it is per jar. You can increase the salt to your liking up to equal parts of the sugar, just to your taste. You can use any spices to your taste. You can make this recipe your own, put whatever flavors you want. You can use jalapenos in them, make them spicy a little bit, or crushed red pepper, whatever you want. The sky is the limit with this recipe, whatever your favorite flavors are. So we're going to heat this brine just to where the sugar and the salt dissolve. You don't really have to heat it to boiling or anything like that. But we do want the granulated stuff we put in there to dissolve. And when that's done, we'll pour it directly into those jars with the eggs. Hey, if you wanted to do some pickled vegetables, the recipe's just the same. Take your vegetables and you want to parboil them just a little bit. Just barely soften them. I mean, not very much at all. You still want them firm. You can do cauliflower, carrots, whatever you like in there. But just get a little parboil on them to where they still got just a little bit of snap, but you don't have that really green hardness. And just throw them in there. You can even put them in there with the eggs or whatever. And like I said before, throw some jalapenos in there if you'd like. So I usually use the pickled jalapenos because they're already pickled and they don't detract from the pickle flavor or the brine flavor. But again, sky's the limit. Do with it as you will, what you will. All right, folks, there they are. We got the brine poured in there. We made sure we completely covered the eggs in the jar. We got the lids put on them. They're not sealed like canning sealed. They're just got a lid on them. That's all you got. You want to put these in the fridge. They're just a touch warm. They're not hot. But like I said, they'll take a couple days. You want to wait 2 or 3 days. 4 is better to pick up the flavor. The eggs, the ugly eggs we didn't use and wouldn't fit in the jar is going to be egg salad. Do you want to make some egg salad real quick? We can do that too. Let me get these put in the fridge. We'll stir some up. All right, here we go on the egg salad. We got a few eggs in the bowl there. Our key ingredients are mayonnaise, mustard, a little bit of sweet relish, some of this fancy seasoning that remember from Mom's potato salad video, Same thing. Good stuff. And I always start out using these little egg cutters. I'll cut the eggs a couple different ways, and then that makes them easier to stir up, and sometimes you can mash them a little bit more with a fork, but that's how we get started. Alright, we got our eggs cut up 2 different ways in that egg slicer. Kind of tie-dyed eggs. They would have loved those back in the 70s. So let's get some more stuff going on here. We got some mayonnaise. Let's see, we're going to use, let's see, that's about I would say 1.5 tablespoons. Let's go with about 2 tablespoons of mayo. And I usually like to go about 1/4 of the mustard. So around 1/2 tablespoon of mustard, just to give it a little bit of flavor. And then we're going to get some of our sweet relish. I'd say that's about 1 tablespoon of sweet relish. I love sweet relish though, so why don't we go with 2 tablespoons of that. And then the seasoning here, we're going to shake a little on top. I would say probably 1/4 teaspoon of that. And let's stir it up. Alright, there's your egg salad. Fit for a king. I like mine with just a little thin slice of tomato on top. Homegrown tomatoes better, but still too early in the year for that. But just like any other recipe, you can make this one your own. Some people put a little minced onion in there. Maybe a little minced celery, which is not my liking. I don't dig celery at all. But do with it what you please. If you like less mustard, put less mustard. If you like dill pickle relish, again, not my taste. But it may be yours. But super easy. Get your crazy overabundance of Easter eggs taken care of. Make some meals out of them. I think you can freeze hard-boiled eggs too and use them later. But check on that. Might be a good thing too. Alright. Having some fun here at Mark Kelly Farms. I'm going to have lunch and we'll see if I can get by with just one of them sandwiches. I'm hoping so. Alright. Stay safe. Stay healthy. We love you. Come on back to Mark Kelly Farms and check us out.